My name is Eddie Felton. I'm the Executive Director for the Homeownership Resource Center here in Fort Myers, Florida. And yeah, I can be reached at the following phone number. The number is 239-768-2013. And I'm here today to try and give some advice as to what people can do to avoid foreclosure. It seems to be the thing of the present situation within our economy is that people are going into foreclosure, and they're going into foreclosure because they don't know exactly how to avoid it. So the name of this program, is going to be Avoiding Foreclosure. And I'm hoping to be able to, say, on a weekly basis or monthly basis, to go forth and provide you with additional information on how to avoid going into foreclosure. So one of the things that we need to talk about today is the first thing is to determine why do people go into foreclosure. One of the things that I have come to the realization with the number of people that we've seen at our office, in which they're at the Homeownership Resource Center that I'm the Executive Director at, is that people don't know exactly what to do when they see themselves going into the situation of foreclosure. What happens is that you need to make sure that you are prepared to, say, become a homeowner before you go out there and you make that move to become a homeowner, because this is going to be the largest investment that you will ever make in your life. So with this here, the first thing that I suggest and recommend to people is to become educated. And what I mean by becoming educated is to find out exactly what you need to do to be able to be a successful homeowner. So what happens is when people go into foreclosure is that the economy has had one of the major effects on people when it comes to the foreclosure situation. And what I mean by the economy is that people have lost their jobs. People have not been able to, say, maintain a full-time employment. So with this here is what needs to be happening is that when people become a homeowner, they need to, say, make sure that they are prepared to be able to deal with the crisis of not being able to make their mortgage payments or have some money in savings to go forth to help themselves. So with this here, the first thing that I suggest and recommend to a person when they feel that they are going to, say, have some problems with making their mortgage payment is you need to sit down and, say, contact someone. Preferably the person that you will contact is the lending institution. The lending institution in the lending institution is the organization or the corporation that you've been making your mortgage payments to. In the past, there has been a problem with them being able to assist people because of certain restrictions has been placed upon them. But now they have become a lot more lenient when it comes to, say, keeping people out of foreclosure. So what you need to do is that you need to call the lending institution. When you call the lending institution, you need to take under consideration the first person that you talk to probably is not going to have an idea as to what to do or how to assist you with your situation or your problem. So what I recommend that you do is that when you call to that lending institution, you ask for the loss mitigation department. The loss mitigation department, they specialize in helping people that are going through some type of form of problems when it comes to not being able to make their mortgage payment. When you call them, you need to make sure that you let them know that, hey, I foresee that I'm going to have a problem with making my mortgage payments this upcoming month, or I have missed several mortgage payments, and I would like to be able to work something out with you to be able to make sure that I can keep my home. But the main thing that they want to know and hear from you is that you want to be able to keep your home. A lot of times people will call and say, hey, I want to make arrangements to, say, be able to make my mortgage payments, but I don't know if I want to keep this home or not. You have to stress to them the importance of you being able to keep your home. Now, once you have talked to the people at the loss mitigation departments, there are certain things that they're going to want you to have when you talk with them. One thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to sit down and put together a financial statement. A financial statement basically is comprised of all of your bills that you owe money to someone. With this here, you need to also be able to put down exactly how much money that you have coming in on a weekly, monthly basis. Now, what you will do with that is that you will sit down and you will add up the total amount of money that you have going out for as your bills are concerned. Then you will sit down and you will add up the total amount of money that you have coming in. Now, with this here, then you will sit down and do a comparison of how much you got going in compared to what you have going out. So with this here, that will give them some type of idea as to where you're at financially. Now, when you do this here, they're going to also want you to provide them with copies of all of this information. and you need to be prepared to send them a copy of all of the information that you have pertaining to your income compared to your outgoing. At the same time, what they're going to request that you need to have for them to review is a hardship letter. A hardship letter basically is comprised of you writing down the reasons why you're not able to make your mortgage payments or you want to have your mortgage payments reduced. Whatever the situation is, you need to be able to put it in writing. And like I said, it doesn't have to be an elaborate letter, but it needs to be something that is going to be within readable or something within reasons where they can understand what has caused your problem. Most of the time, the reasons why you have problems making your mortgage payment that you would have included within your hardship letter is that you have lost your job or you have had your hours cut back. And with this here, you need to also emphasize to them, I want to keep my home. I will do whatever is necessary to keep my home, but at this present time, I have fallen on a hardship, so I am not able to meet those requirements. So once you have comprised that letter, once you've gotten your financial statements together, then you need to call back to that lending institution and get a point of contact and get a fax number where you can fax this information to them. Also, what you need to be able to do is provide them with any copies of any loan modifications or anything that you have received from them previously. So with this here, you need to go ahead and go forth and go and get all of this stuff together so you can provide it to them so they can assist you with doing what you need to do. Now, once you have sent this package off to the lending institution to explain to them and ask them to help you be able to keep your home, then what you will need to do then is wait. Normally, it's going to take you between 1 month to 3 months. Sometimes it's going as long as 6 months. But you have to be persistent, and at the same time, you need to be able to, say, constantly call them and find out exactly where are